All right, y'all, welcome to our Mom of Littles call tonight. I am beyond excited for y'all to be on here. Literally, I spoke on one of these on my friend Marissa's team a couple weeks ago, and I got off this call and I felt just so full and so comfortable. And I was just like, these are my people. Like there's no need to explain anything. They get it. And it was just such a filling call. I was like, we have to do this. We have to duplicate this with more people because there's more mamas out there that are struggling day to day that don't realize that it doesn't have to be a struggle bus all the time, that they don't have to be dragging themselves from bed to the coffee pot to the couch, that they don't have to be falling asleep on the couch while their kids play, that they don't have to have hormones all over the place. And I know when I started these products as a new mom, I had a 3.5-month-old, and literally the thought of why do people have more children crossed my mind. I was struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety. I have autoimmune issues as it is. And I was just struggling. Like I couldn't get it together. I couldn't find that happiness. The shower was my happy hiding place. And I was just shocked when I started these products for joint pain and I started to get my life back. I was seeing things in color. I wanted to play. I always wanted to be that mom that was on the run, on the go. And before Plexus, I wasn't looking at that mom. I was dreading being a no mom. And thank God a friend shared Plexus with me, and I have been able to just have a brand new life with my littles and enjoy every minute of it. So I want to introduce you to my friend, Jill. Okay, hold on. I want to introduce you to my friend, Jill. Y'all are going to love her story. My girl is raw and real, and I just love that about her. So Jill, can you please just share your awesome story and your little man with us?
Absolutely. Well, first off, my little man is up in the bed. I am a firm believer of sleep training. I'm a sleep training mama through and through. I'm someone who I'm an all in or all out kind of gal. So, like, that's just kind of the way that I rock with stuff. I'm either like doing it or I'm like, nope, that ain't for me. And so, when I kind of heard of sleep training, I was like, doing it because I like sleep and I will not quit. And it's been a hell of a road, but I will tell you, praise the Lord, he's sleeping 7 to 7. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and I feel really rested. And so I can't say that honestly that I'm dragging right now. I was dragging for a while, but we've got a lot of routine and a lot of discipline and a lot of willpower, and we're going with it. And so a lot of times when my other mama friends talk with me about that sleep training, I always relate it back to like, and we can all be real here, like real. We can all be real about like the diet journey or anything that we've done in our health, right? When we stay true and see success, we're like, all right, I can keep going. But then when we have like, well, I had ice cream, then I had a cookie, and this, you're like, well, duh, you didn't see success. And so I've told my other friends, and again, I we can be real here. I'm like, have you ever potty trained a dog? Like, you ever potty trained a dog? Like, I'm not taking my kids a dog, no, but have you ever potty trained a dog? It like sucks. It completely sucks to like get up in the middle of the night and like go back and take them back to the grass in the cold. Like you keep going. That's exactly the way that I felt with sleep training. So I shared that because I want you to kind of know my personality and the way that I am. Again, I'm an all in or all out kind of person. So when Plexus found me, I did not go looking for Plexus because I have done everything out there possible that you could ever do. I've counted it, I've caloried it, I've drank it, I juiced it, I cleansed it, I pooped it, I rocked it, I slept it. I did everything that you could have done in the world of weight loss and diet to try to fix something. I didn't even know what I was trying to fix. I just wanted to fix myself, right? I did it over and over again, and I always ended up in this vicious cycle. Always ended up in this cycle. And again, being an all in, all out kind of gal, I like went in guns blazing, and then it was like, oh, this crap works. Like, what am I doing? Like, it's the same old thing. And I'd always find myself losing the same 10 pounds over and over and over again. I've probably lost 500 pounds in my life, losing the same 10 pounds over and over. So I don't know if you can relate to that. That was me. So I've been a part of Plexus for 7.5 years. And honestly, it feels like yesterday. And then it also feels like I don't know life without Plexus and what that is. And so it's so amazing and it's beautiful how God orchestrates things in our lives before we ever even know that it's going to be a thing. I had no idea 7.5 years ago, as a wife, as a third grade reading and writing teacher here in Texas. You can probably figure out my accent pretty quickly. I had no idea that the road ahead for my husband and I was going to be years of loss, of grieving, of just honestly desperate and like some really dark valleys. We went through years of infertility, and it took a massive toll on me, on my mental health, on my body, and who I am. And again, how the Lord can orchestrate some things before we ever even know. I had no idea that my body needed to be in the best shape possible for undergoing multiple and dozens of surgeries. I had no idea that I was going to need something called time. I had no idea that I was going to be traveling to and from a specialist 2.5 hours from my house, sometimes 2 and 3 times a week, just to maybe have a baby. And it was a lot on my body. It was a lot on me, on our marriage, on everything. But as all of a sudden women, we like get this flick in our brain of like, I either want to have a baby or another baby. And you're like, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's either it's happening right then, that week, that something, and you'll do anything and everything because moms do hard things, right? And I have stood on this for a long time. Some moms do hard things before their baby is ever even on this side of heaven. So I don't know why the Lord told me to share that tonight. So maybe you've been there. Maybe you're another 1 in 4 or a 1 in 8, and you've gone through that road, or maybe that's you right now. Maybe it's secondary infertility. Maybe it's third, maybe it's fourth, or you know someone. But this is a big part of who I am in my health journey with Plexus, and with who I am as a mom today, as Plexus being the main source of income in our family. Because of this opportunity, IVF was an option for us. Our IVF journey was about $50,000. It was very expensive. It's something that nobody really prepares you for. But again, in a time of desperation and of desiring something so much, you'll do anything. There's not a price on it. There's nothing at all. And because of the opportunity of Plexus, that door of IVF, we didn't even have to blink about it. We were like, yes, that's an option and it's available for us. And we've been able to go down that. And unfortunately, we had to do 3 rounds of IVF. Today, my son is a rainbow baby. He's a triple rainbow baby, and he was actually a twin. So he is our little embryo that could, and he is just the light of our life. And everything that moms have ever said. And I came into motherhood as a different perspective. And I get it. When people are like, I'm tired. Me too, girl. Me too, right? I'm playing any of that. Me too. But I came into motherhood with a heart that was already hurting and already grieving. And literally, I prayed for long nights. I prayed for a crying baby. I prayed that I would feel that mommy and be a part of the club. And I prayed for a lot of those things. And so today I'm walking this life that I prayed for, and I feel really good. And I know that has a lot to do with my heart, but I know that has a lot to do with the products that I take. I'm sleeping really good. I was told for years, I was the last one to have kids in my entire friend group, right? Oh, just wait until that postpartum poop. That was a breeze. That was no problem for me whatsoever. They're like, just wait until, oh girl, the inflammation, swelling is real. I didn't have that. And so I don't know, is that a thing? Oh, just wait. And I was told for years to just wait for something to go wrong. Now, don't get me going here. I had 35 stitches in my areas, ladies. That was not okay. Nobody told me about that. But there were some things that people told me, just wait. And I'm still waiting. That didn't happen for me. Oh, just wait. Oh, that you're going to gain. Oh, no. I feel really good. My biggest cravings were salad and fruit. I don't know. I mean, yes, sometimes a chocolate craving comes up, but I truly believe that the products that were part of my life and my body that prepared me for years were such a blessing in my pregnancy and my postpartum journey. And even today, he's only 6.5 months old. I'm definitely not got it all together but I feel like I'm doing some great things. I do feel like I'm thriving. I do feel really well. I do feel like I have energy. I do feel like I'm rested. I do feel like I'm using the restroom. I do feel like there's hope for me. I do feel like that I can look and see dreams ahead. And as a third grade reading and writing teacher, that was my career. I would look at other moms who were teachers and would say things like, "Oh my gosh, you're missing muffins for mom for today because you're with our kids, our third graders." So like, yeah, I have to miss all that. Dad has to go, or grandma, or somebody. And I remember thinking like, I just, I don't want that to be my life. And today, because of this opportunity, that's not my life. My baby didn't have to go to daycare. I get to decide. I get to choose, and my life gets to revolve around him because that's what I hunger and desire to be. And that's the mom that I prayed to be. I prayed to be the mom that was involved. And by the grace of God and this opportunity, I get to be the mom that's involved. So I could go on and on and on about my story with Plexus and how it's absolutely changed my life. But I know by me saying yes 7.5 years ago, God knew things that I never knew, and he made a way. And I just want to lift you up tonight. If that is you, if you are desiring more time with your baby, if you're desiring to feel well, something, I ain't got it all together. I don't, but I can tell you there is true freedom in this opportunity, freedom with your health and freedom with your finances. And if it takes you 7 years to be able to pay that bill or have that time or have part-time or finally get the Mother's Day out option instead of full-time daycare, that is well worth it. That is well worth it instead of the 30 plus years or whatever that might look like for you. So whoever's got that desire, whatever is going on in your heart, I just want you to know you are here at the right time, at the right place for the right reasons. And the Lord has you on the right team today. And I would just pray that you open your heart and open your mind, because moms do hard things. Moms do hard things. And we're allowed to feel well while we do those hard things.
Yes, girl. Oh my gosh. So many good little things in there. Y'all, I told you she's raw and real, but I love that because it's relatable, right? Nobody talks about the hard stuff. And I just thank you so much for sharing that with us. And she, y'all, she has the cutest baby, and I'm pretty sure he's the best dressed little thing in Texas. I'm just saying. So thank you, Jill, so much for sharing. Okay, now I'm going to welcome my new friend, Chelsea. There you are. Hey, girl.
Hey y'all, I'm Chelsea Halcomb. I am a mama to a 1.5-year-old girl, Hallie Kay, and a wife to my husband, Tyler. I was first introduced to Plexus by my friend, Megan Malakovic. We were college buddies. I had been following her on social media for quite some time, and I was envious of the energy that she had from these products. This past year, I have suffered from anxiety and depression postpartum pretty bad. And I was in the market for a natural supplement that would help with my mental health. So a lot of you guys may already know this, but 90% of serotonin is created in your gut. So I was like, I need to try these products. So that's kind of how I got to the products and how I got into the business. Since I've started the products, I've been on the products and been in the business for 2 months. So I'm still a newbie. So the first thing that I've noticed is mental clarity. So I suffer from pretty bad brain fog. And I've just noticed, especially after drinking Active, that the products really help my mental clarity, as well as Mega X. I'm able to focus better on like my Bible studies and just able to get through my task list throughout the house. The next thing that I've noticed is my workouts. I'm able to get through my hard workout classes with a lot more energy, especially after drinking Active. I love Active, as you can tell. So I'm able to burn more calories, which is nice. Afternoon naps. I no longer have to take afternoon naps. When I put Hallie Kay down, I can work on my business and I can read and I can do the things that I want to do. So that's been a huge blessing. My Diet Coke cravings. I am a Diet Coke addict and I have cheated a couple times, but since I've started the products, I've substitute Diet Coke with Plexus Pink Drink, and I have seen a huge difference in my gut. My stomach feels 1,000 times better. And the last thing that I've noticed so far is just the confidence that doing this business has brought me. I would never have said yes to doing this Zoom. Like, this is so out of my comfort zone, but I was like, hey, I need to do this. This is really going to help me grow. And so just, sharing the products with people and speaking of, telling my story, that's really kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone and helped me in my confidence.
Thank you. And girl, like y'all, literally, she's not kidding. I just met this girl in Tennessee in October and she was just getting started and she has seen all of these changes in about 60 days. Right. And like, we always tell everybody, give it 60 to 90 days, let your body regenerate new cells, let it start to work with the products. And literally she's experiencing all of this stuff. I mean, like, what would it be like to wake up as a mom with no brain fog? Like, hello, that would be amazing, right? Or to have energy to do more things after they go to bed, not like praying for bedtime. So Chelsea girl, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Yes. We are going to turn it over to my good friend Sharon. She has been on this journey with me now for a little while, just I think about 4 years. And I love her story. And I think a lot of you may be able to relate to it. So Sharon, could you go ahead and just share your mama's story with us?
Hey guys. So Kate, thank you so much for having me on tonight. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Sharon Bowen. Have been doing this for about 4 years now. It was 4 years in the beginning of January. And I simply started because I was really just struggling with postpartum and depression after I had my first daughter. What's funny, Caitlin used to be my hairdresser. And I remember going in, I was like, I need to start feeling better about myself. Like, I'm going to go get my hair cut. Kate's going to do my hair. Well, I remember walking in her salon and I remember her daughter is a month older than my oldest, Devin. And I remember looking at her, I'm like, yo, like she looks amazing. And like, don't get me wrong, Caitlin's always been a beautiful girl, but like her like the way she stood up and how confident she was, and she just looked healthier. And I'm like, okay, she shares this pink drink on Facebook and I've seen her do this, but I'm like, I don't really know if this is really gonna help me. But seeing her in person, I'm like, okay, I know something is going on with her and I want what she has. Because I was literally like just going through my day meaninglessly. Like I became a stay-at-home mom and that was really hard for me, right? Like we decided once she was around 8 months, I was going to go back to work. I was in the medical field and me and my husband's like, listen, like we can't afford another payment for daycare. That's like literally a mortgage payment. And I'm like, we can't, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to work to pay for somebody else taking care of my daughter. Right. So Caitlin talked to me about the pink drink. I did it for a week and I didn't sign up right away, even though the first week I felt no brain fog. Like you guys were saying, you wake up and I didn't have brain fog on the 5th day. And I'm like, okay, I know I need to do this, but I didn't have the money because I was on disability for maternity leave. So I was like, I don't know where I'm going to get this money from. And Kate's like, Shar, if you can share with 3 people, you can get your money back. And I'm like, all right, where am I going to find my 3 people? So I started in January and literally I just remember like waking up, not having brain fog. Then I started to have energy and I just started to lose weight. And I had about like 25 pounds to lose. And I lost that in the first 3 months. But what I can honestly say is that I've always been an athlete and I've always worked out and I've used to diet. I used to try every protein shake out there. I would do pre-workouts. I would try anything to lose those last 15 pounds and nothing would have worked. And I would train 2 times a day, go to work and do it consistently all week long. And no matter how hard I trained or how hard I would diet, those last 15 pounds would never fall off. So fast forward, 4 years later, I just had my second daughter. She'll be 1 tomorrow. And I am down 48 pounds and I gained 60 with her last year. So it's been a true blessing, like just coming out of motherhood, like having the energy to keep up with my 2 girls and being able to run my Plexus business and run my fitness business with it and having the confidence to do so. Because I always thought in my mind, it was cookie cutter that I would have to go to work 9 to 5 because that's how I grew up. I've seen my parents work nighttime. Not having both my parents there because they worked all the time. And to see this community and to see what this opportunity is, it's huge. And I'm so grateful that I took a chance in Caitlin and Caitlin working into me saying like, you can do this. So I'm able to be home with both my girls and help contribute to my family and have great health doing so. So that's a little bit about my story.
Thank you, girl. I just love it because I can remember talking to Sharon and like it was an adjustment, deciding like, hey, we're not gonna go to work anymore. Right. And for some of us, like, I don't know about you guys, like I've always worked, right? I always had a job. And for someone to be like, no, you're gonna stay home now. Like part of that was like a dream come true to stay home with your baby. But the other part, you felt like a part of your identity was dying. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm still Caitlin, like I'm a wife and I'm a mom, but I'm still Caitlin. Like I still have desires. And Plexus has been able, I know for Sharon, just being a part of her journey, like it filled that void and it gave her a sense of purpose beyond being a wife and being a mother. And she has started a fitness company since starting Plexus, and she really focuses, it's called Fit Moms. She really focuses on helping moms get in shape, stay healthy, have the right nutrition and supplements. And I just love how Plexus can show up and fill that void that you may be looking for. So thank you, Sharon. All right, now my girl Morgan is on here. And if we had the time, I would have her pray because girl can pray, but we're just going to hear her mama story tonight. So go ahead and let us have it, Morgan.
Hey guys, or should I say ladies, because this is for moms only. Happy, what is today? Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is, but thank you guys for having me on. My name is Morgan. I'm a mom of 2 toddler boys and I have one on the way. I'm 19 and a half weeks pregnant and I'm feeling really good. So I'm super grateful for that. I've actually taken Plexus for a little over 5 years now. So I'm just going to rewind to, even though it was pre-baby days, that was me before Plexus. So before Plexus, I was gluten intolerant. I had no energy. I was a newlywed. We were on a college budget because my husband was in college. So we were on one income. And I was surviving on like 2 cups of coffee a day or 1 cup and just surviving on caffeine. And I had some trusted friends of mine that were taking Plexus and they had lots of kids and lots of energy. And I had no kids and no energy. I did not understand how they can be so energetic and talk about, oh, this Plexus is amazing. I was like, I don't know. And I have to admit, I had this terrible addiction to chips and cheese. So every day when I came home from work, I went straight to the fridge. Sometimes I went there before I even put my purse down or my jacket down. Like I went straight to the fridge, got some chips, dipped it in my little cheese canister. And yeah, I hate to have to admit that, but that was a thing. So I was desperate to feel better. I was desperate for better gut health. I knew I needed something and I was just hopeful that maybe Plexus would be that answer to my prayers. Because if it wasn't, then I was going to have to seriously go buy out the whole health food store. And Lord knows that I cannot afford that. So I begged my husband, please let me try this. I'll even sell it to help make up, for the cost of it. But my friends are having success. And I had a horrible hormone imbalance before Plexus. And that is a key thing because that was one of the reasons I started Plexus. So when I started Plexus, I started to feel a little bit of a change in the first couple of days. What's crazy? I even felt a little irritable because apparently that's sometimes a sign of detox. And it was working already in the first couple of days. And I was like, wow, something's happening. We went to the Mexican restaurant. I didn't eat near as much chips, after I drank that fancy pink drink. And I thought, maybe it is working. And sure enough, 2 or 3 months in, my hormones were balanced. I even quit caffeine because that was back in the day when I thought 0 caffeine for pregnancy. I knew one day I was going to get pregnant, didn't want to be addicted to caffeine. So I quit caffeine when I started Plexus and I didn't need it. So now I can enjoy a cup of coffee occasionally if I want to, but it's not because I have to have it. And it's funny, I really knew that Plexus was working when my cheese in my refrigerator went bad because I didn't go to it anymore after work. So that was a huge victory for me. There was a time shortly after I started Plexus, and at this point I was definitely more regulated, feeling great. And my husband and I, as newlyweds, got into an argument. And normally I would cry. And I even said that to him. I said, you know what? I would cry right now, but Plexus has me so balanced, I can't even cry. And then we just like paused and kind of started chuckling because it was true. And so argument was over. Who knows? Maybe Plexus will save your marriage too. But I fast forward to when I got pregnant, I had my first kid, and Plexus was just a great help, especially through the summer, because I was pregnant through the summer. Everybody told me I'd be swollen. I really did not have a lot of swelling in that pregnancy at all. It was great. I felt great in that pregnancy. I had my second pregnancy very shortly after. I did have gestational diabetes, and I can tell you that Plexus really supported me during my diabetic journey of being pregnant. Now, some women could get by and not like they can sometimes not have it anymore when they start Plexus. And for some reason, my body just still had it, but it wasn't as bad. And I truly know that it was because Plexus helped me. So here I am in my third pregnancy, still susceptible to gestational diabetes, but I'm so grateful for the support that the Pink Drink offers me for my insulin and glucose levels. I've definitely noticed that when I start to feel kind of yuck, and not just from like a morning sickness feeling, but because of my sugars or something just feels a little off, I drink my Pink Drink and I feel great. So I highly recommend it, especially for pregnancy. It will help with your energy. I have two toddlers, one's 2 and one's 3. And as a pregnant mama, stay-at-home mom, I'm able to keep up with my toddlers. Now, I'm not going to say that you're not going to be tired in pregnancy, because pregnancy is pretty powerful. But the Pink Drink and the supplements have really been a blessing. And I know that Plexus has changed my life, especially even before I was pregnant. I mean, I was a busy mom. I was able to push all day and not need a nap at all. So having gotten pregnant, I was like, oh, I kind of forgot that pregnancy takes a slight toll on your body. Let's admit it. It's a major toll on your body, but Plexus has really supported me even in my third pregnancy. This has definitely been my best pregnancy yet. I feel amazing. And I went to my doctor yesterday, and I even ran the products by him one more time. I said, you know what? I haven't run these by you yet. Can you check them? And he looked over and he was like, yeah, these are great. These are great. So I was super happy to have my doctor's blessing on the products as well. And then as far as the community and the business side goes, Plexus has been a huge blessing to me in my finances this last year. I started working more hardcore in the past year and a half. And I'm so grateful because it gives me something to do outside of motherhood. Motherhood is an amazing opportunity. It's your number one ministry. But sometimes it's easy to get lost in the mundane. And I love that this community of women helps to encourage you as a mom, as a stay-at-home mom, but also to pursue your dreams outside of motherhood. So I'm thankful that I get to use the work side of my brain. I still get to do math because I love math. I get to run my own business in my own time and have so much fun connecting with other moms who are on the same mission as I am. So my encouragement for you today is, if you have been praying for an opportunity, or maybe you're just feeling miserable in your health, like I was, in your hormones, or maybe in your digestion, or you don't have the energy as a mom to hang out with your kids, not just be like the mom from the couch, but to really play with them, or to be the yes mom, like, yes, we can go outside. Yes, we could go to the park because I feel great. If you are not in that place that you wish you were, then maybe, just maybe, Plexus will help you. You have no idea without trying. So I just want to encourage you. What if this is the answer to your prayers? What if this is the yes that you need to say that can change your life? So anyway, I'll turn it back over to Caitlin.
Thank you, Morgan. I just love it. And she's so right that these products support your body, right? They show up for us when we need them. And that's why, like, we have testimonies, pages and of thousands, hundreds of thousands of testimonies in the way that these products have supported people's lives and the situations and circumstances they're going through. And I just love that, even though, Morgan did struggle with gestational diabetes, Plexus is not the cure all, but it supports us in the best way that it possibly can. And I'm here to tell you, like, I was like Jill, I had a non-plexus pregnancy and a plexus pregnancy. And the way that my body was supported between the two was night and day, less inflammation, more energy, less sickness. Like, I literally could show you side by side pictures and I don't even look like the same person. I don't know who would want to be pregnant without plexus. Let's just say that. So thank you so much, Morgan. I appreciate you. And to wrap up our testimonies tonight is Marissa, which you all should just thank her because she is the whole reason that I decided that I was going to do this and we were going to host this tonight. So Marissa, could you please bless us with your testimony tonight?
Absolutely. I have some familiar faces on here too. I see Katie and Sharon. And shout out to Chelsea for sharing your testimony on a Zoom for the first time. Like, I love hearing that because, just as someone that's been doing this for 5 years, I remember like sitting there after a couple months of using the supplements thinking, I'm going to go live and share my testimony. No freaking way. So I am so proud of everybody for sharing. I am actually in quarantine right now. Found out that I had COVID on Sunday and I look a hot mess. So just listen to me. Don't look at me tonight. I'm perfectly fine. I had a tough time on Monday just with body aches and fever, but y'all, this COVID stuff in Arkansas is crazy right now. Our school just got shut down and all the things. So, really quickly, before we get started, I'm a chat person. I love using the chat. If you will, tell me if you're a girl mom or a boy mom in the chat. And if you're both. But a little bit about me. I am from Arkansas, South Arkansas. And y'all, I was so skeptical. Raise your hand if you were skeptical at all on this journey. Hannah Johnson, you better raise your hand, girlfriend, because I know you are. So I was so skeptical. Like, I'm a photographer. I owned a boutique. I was one that had people in my inbox all day long trying to get me to sell their products. Like, I had someone, want me to sell their next best thing or want me to post about their next best thing. And so when I was reached out to about Plexus, I was like, no way. Like, there is no way. This stuff is crazy. It's a weight loss diet. It's a fad. It's a magic drink, unicorn drink. Oh, it cures, all the things. So I had a wall up, a big wall up. I said no 6 times. So those of you who are saying no that are on this call, it's time for you to say yes. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to be skeptical, but it's not okay to stay there. And I want to share and just encourage you tonight that there is hope. Especially if you are struggling with depression and anxiety. I really struggled with that. I struggled with candida overgrowth. I would literally go to my doctor and I would be put on diflucan after diflucan after diflucan. He told me that I was going to have to go on a no bread, no sugar diet. Like, who the HELL wants to do that? Like, no sugar, no bread. What? Like, my cousin reached out to me about Plexus, had no idea that their supplements helped with gut health and brain fog and anxiety and bloating and candida. I thought it was a weight loss drink. I thought it was a magic, something that people posted on Facebook. And so when she started, explaining to me what it was and helping me more with figuring out, the science behind it, I was like, okay, let's try it. I have nothing to lose. I mean, there's a money back guarantee. Y'all, the percent is what? Less than 2%. Caitlin, like, we are that confident that you're going to love Plexus. So for me, I ordered, supplements, one of our most popular combos, which is our triplex system. It's our gut health system, our detox system. But for me, within 10 days, my husband looked at me and said, what are you doing? Because I'm going to tell you, I didn't tell him that I bought it. How many of you have done that? Like, I need to know for real, because I did not tell him, because I just knew that he was going to be like, no, you're not buying that, And so I was like, well, if this could really help me, then it would increase my libido and it would make me have more energy. And I would be like the hype wife, like that would be awesome, because I was not. I was moody. I was bloated. I was not sleeping. I was depressed. I had anxiety. I would literally drive down the road and think that a car was going to hit me head on. Like, things like that, crazy thoughts. I would think that my baby wasn't going to wake up in the morning, like all of the stuff. So within 10 days, my husband looked at me and said, who are you? Like, what is going on? Like, all of these positive things started happening, if you know what I mean. And I was like, I feel like an awesome wife. I feel so energetic and just happy, and I'm thriving. And so for me, that was it. I was like, okay. I ended up telling him what it was. I was like so excited to show him. He was like, okay, that's great, but we can't afford that every month. $100 a month. Like, I mean, you're going to have to either get your products paid for or figure something out. So I was like, okay, this is when my mind started, going into how do I get my products paid for? What if this could be an opportunity for me to make some extra money? And a lot of people on this call may be sitting back thinking, I would love to make $500 a month. I would love to make $1,000 a month, but I don't have the confidence to share. I don't have that personality. I don't have the following count. Like, but you have a story. And so for me, I just started sharing my story. I'm a very in-person type. People that know me on this call know that I like to get on the phone. I like to talk. I like to voice record. But for me, like, I just started sharing my story. And that summer I joined in January, and in May, my cousin called me and she said, I will pay for your plane ticket to come to convention. And I was like, you're funny. You're lying. She was like, no, I'm serious. Like, I know you could do this. I know you could, really go far with this. You could make six figures. You could get the car, all the things. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Free trip to Vegas. Like, you're paying my way. I'm in, not knowing that the Lord had like a plan this whole time for him to open my eyes at what could be a completely life-changing thing for our family. So at the time, I was a photographer. I owned a boutique. Those of you who have ever owned a boutique or done anything retail know that it's really hard to stay doing that. Like, and there's a couple of people, I know Brittany was one that ordered from me for my boutique a long time ago, a couple years ago, but it was awesome. Like, we were very successful with it, but it was draining. Like, it was constant inventory. It was constant, like, oh, Nicole, you own a boutique. So yeah, it's constant inventory. It's constant stress as far as getting new stuff, and it's fun and it's awesome. And that's my dream one day, y'all, is to own a boutique and have my photography studio in the back and just do all the things. But in this time in my life right now with 3 young kids, like, I couldn't keep that. I couldn't keep that stress. I couldn't keep that going. So for me, when I went to that convention, and Caitlin, you probably remember your first convention, I remember like seeing these people, real people, walk across the stage, different ages, different sizes, different ethnic backgrounds, different, moms, whatever, whoever it was, that were making 6 figures, that were averaging $8,000-9,000 a month. And I remember talking to them and being like, y'all really make that? Pull up your paycheck. I want to see. I'm like the visual person. And when I saw their email, I was like, I was making $1,000 a month at the time. I remember like my mouth dropped and I was like, oh my goodness, like, this could be life-changing for our family. And I went home, and you guys, I never looked back. It took me about 4 years to reach the rank that I wanted to reach and to hit my dream rank. But I will tell you, like Jill said, it could take you 7 years to make $7,000 a month. But you guys, 7 years to make $7,000 a month? Heck yes. Like, that's one of those things where you're here, you're in the right place for the right reasons at the right time. These supplements are so much more than energy. They're so much more than weight loss. They're so much more than increased libido, right? Like, all of those things we can joke about, and it's great. But when it comes to the community, the financial freedom, the time freedom, the confidence, like, there's people on my team who make $400 a month, just enough to cover their products, get their nails done, get their hair done. Okay. But y'all, their confidence, and they have so much confidence when they go into work. They love their job. They have no intention of ever quitting their job. They love their job, but Plexus has given them this confidence of that they're so happy, and they have hope, and they have their health, and they're thriving from the inside out. And so the opportunity to stay at home with your babies, you may not want that. There are some moms that are like, heck no, I'm going to work. Like, I am one of those that will support you in whatever you want to do, but I am one that we're going to reach your goal. Whatever goal you have, we're going to reach it. And that's why with this community, it's one of those things where it's not just a sales company. It's not just an MLM. It's not just something where we're like, okay, let me help you make quick money and then see you later. I have been in this company for 5 years and I have had so much growth. And I'm probably going to start crying, but I have had so much growth spiritually that I knew that the Lord knew that I needed it. I got saved when I was in the 6th grade. I'm gonna just share this with you really quick before we get off. But I got saved when I was in the 6th grade, had a baby at 18, and my husband adopted him when he was 2. We have the sweetest little family, but my road has not always been easy. Okay. And so the Lord knew that this is what our family needed. He knew that this is what our marriage needed. He knew that this is what I needed to be a better friend, to be a better wife, to be a better person, to do kingdom work. You know, now that we're here and we're at the top of the company and we're making all this money, like we get to give back to our church. We get to buy our neighbor food when they have COVID. We get to do all of these things that I couldn't do before Plexus. And so if you're a mama, and I see Brianna, I just keep looking at her sweet baby. If you're a mama on here and you know you're sitting back, you may be using the supplements, you may not. But I will tell you that you are here for a reason. And I want you to really like let that sink in. Like you needed to hear these testimonies tonight. You needed to hear about the opportunity tonight. And you need to know that whatever you are going through, whether that you know, you're struggling with depression, anxiety, financially, you know, weight loss, maybe you just had a baby and you're struggling with your image and you're struggling with, you know, just feeling happy again. There is hope within this community and with this opportunity. I lost 35 pounds in 6 months. My before and after is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. You need to go follow me on social media, Marissa L. Adams on Instagram. You can go look it up because I say that with so much confidence because I'm not the same person that I was before Plexus. I am a better mom, a better wife, a better person. I'm so thankful that somebody did reach out to me and somebody did keep asking. I told her no 6 times and she kept on. And so those of you who are on here that maybe have been asked more than one time, don't take it personal. You are, you know, there's a reason for all of it. And it's just so special to me. Plexus has such a special place in my heart. And you know, all the things. It's just, puts me in all the feels. So Caitlin, thank you for letting me share. I know I want you to share with them really quickly, like super fast, about you coming home from the hair salon through COVID. End it with really fast. It's amazing.
Okay, so y'all, I was a hairdresser for 12 years. And I had my first baby and I went back to work after having her. She was only 6 weeks old. So I don't advise that ever. And then I had my second baby and I decided I was going to take a really long maternity leave. So I took 12 weeks and I was like, I'm going to soak up every minute of this. I'm not doing that whole 6-week thing again. I'd been doing Plexus. So I had a little bit of side income coming in. And then I went back to work for 3 whole days. Y'all, I pumped, I made a stash, I made a calendar, I made the babysitting arrangements, 3 whopping days. And COVID shut the hair salon down. And we had no date of opening because it's all close contact. So I went right back home and we had a brand new house getting delivered in just over a month. And I looked at my husband and I was like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like we had already moved back into into an apartment because we were getting ready to move into our new house. And he's like, well, what do you think? I said, I can do Plexus full time. Up until then, it had been part-time. When I got home from work, you know, I would jump on, send a couple messages. And I said, I can do Plexus full time. So I started working Plexus full time in February 2020. And by May 2020, my team had entered into the top 1% of the company, and I became a 6-figure earner from home in the middle of quarantine. And then I never went back to the hair salon when they reopened in June. And I was one of those moms that was like, I like to go to work. I like to have a purpose. I enjoy my job. But that sometimes I think was the unbelief that we would ever financially be able to keep me home and live the life that we wanted. And once that I saw that it was a possibility with Plexus and that we were being blessed so much through this opportunity, that I could say I wanted to stay home and I didn't feel like I was hurting my family at all. I wasn't taking money out of our budget. I wasn't creating an inconvenience for everyone else. And I was able to just show up. I was able to contribute literally, y'all, like more than 4 times than I was, and still be everything for my kiddos exactly when they need it. So I just want to thank all of these lovely ladies for sharing tonight. If you are on here, just like Marissa said, it is for a reason. Somebody invited you for a reason. And it might be you need energy. It might be that you need community. It might be that you need to use the bathroom better. It might be that you just need a little bit of sanity back. And I can tell you that Plexus products show up and they work and they're backed by science. But I can also tell you that the community we have is absolutely amazing. And the financial opportunity that is in front of you is super strong. So just think, when is the last time somebody asked you, what are your biggest dreams? What are your biggest dreams? And what if I can show you a vehicle that can get you to them? So thank you, mamas, for jumping on. Kiss all those little babies. Have a wonderful night.